each one of us. And the Lord, He calls to each one of us to bear much fruit to the places where He sends us. And He's very serious. He sends us to places where sometimes you're like, really, Lord? that place. And to be Verbum Dei makes a difference in each one of our lives. I know in my own life, the Word of God passed through my life has made me very different. It has broken down barriers, it has gone through languages, and really sometimes I don't know so much the language side. I mean, I'm getting pretty good. But sometimes talking to people, you don't understand everything, but you understand the language of love. That other person is trying to listen to you and communicate. How beautiful that experience. The word that makes each one of us, brothers and sisters, children of God. Children of God. And invokes in us that dream of God. And it can be very challenging in many moments. And to see, like I would like to share a little bit my experience. I live in Chicago, and in Chicago, like all big cities, it's all around the world because of globalization. Everybody comes to these places. And so in the community where I live, we're 4 missionaries. One from Poland, one from Venezuela, one from Philippines, and myself from the United States. And so it's a challenge really to live together, first of all, because we're 4 different personalities, 4 different cultures. You think we have something in common, but nothing. Nothing. So it's a challenge to go beyond. I mean, enjoy our misunderstandings. Not so much. It's hard. It's hard sometimes, but a lot of times. But it's a challenge. But also, we're being sent as 4 to go out to proclaim the good news to many cultures. To many cultures like that, and they are distinct. So Tuesday night we have group of school the word in Spanish. Wednesday, school the word in English. Thursday, school the word in Polish. Friday, school the word in Tagalog. So every night is full. But so every year we have experience of the Verbum Dei Family picnic. So we invite all the 4 cultures, everybody together. We try to work, and every year they just sit by themselves, and they eat the food by themselves. But every year we try to make another experience, how we can unite the people. So finally we put just one table, you put your food here. And it's very beautiful, because every year I experience that someone in that group who would come to me, and there was one Filipino gentleman, he came to me, and he was looking at me, he said, "Sister, look at the cultures. Look, they're all together. Sister, this is the kingdom." Oh, and another year, another Polish man, he was saying to us, he brought his children. In his culture, sometimes it's like, you watch your own child. But in that moment, in that picnic, his little girl, 2 years old, went to all the other kids, Filipino, Spanish, Polish, and Anglo-American. She went all over there, and he was watching. All those people were watching my daughter. It's really true. It can happen. But I had to catch this girl from the barbecue. But I don't know. For me, it's like somehow the Word of God, it works in each one of our lives, creating community, creating the family of God, creating the universality. It does. It makes your heart super universal for others. And to see how God wanted the Verbum Dei to exist. 50 years of faithfulness to not only the community, but each one of our lives. That's why I see when I went to the perpetual vows of Captain Cruz. So many, like years and years ago now. I was like, wait, and it was, well, not years and years, anyway. In the Isle of Wight, Catherine made her first perpetual vow. And I remember one missionary, Spanish missionary Marita, and she was giving that homily in that moment. And what I remember the most were the words of her, and I don't remember so much that day any other words, but those words she said, "God is faithful. God is faithful." And it's very beautiful to experience that, because we're here today because God is faithful. And to see that each one of us, our presence, where we are, where God sends us, is necessary, is needed. Each one of us is unique. A unique person, and placed you. So sometimes you ask, why am I in that job? Why am I in, my family where I am? And to experience a call from Verbum Dei is because your life makes a difference. Your life as you are. And the Word of God touched to your life. And He invites us, and I'll give to you in the end a beautiful poem that says, bloom where you are planted. You know bloom? You know when you put the flower, the seed, and the flower comes up, it blooms? He invites each one of us, bloom where you are planted. And to see that our life marks a difference. We're needed, our character, our personality, as we are to discover that call, our place in Verbum Dei as lay, as consecrated, as missionaries, married couples, wherever we are, God leads us there to create that dream. And we open ways. Not that we live different than anyone in the world. We live experiences, but touched by the heart of God. All the experiences that we live. And we open those ways. We make possibilities for so many people, for so many others. And so in this time, we have a moment for not only to hear so many people share, but to hear you share. So we're going to give 2 questions. And now, from this moment until lunchtime, we're going to break into small groups to be with other people than the ones you live with usually, or so different people, to be able to share your experience of your personal experience of how the Verbum Dei charism responds to the challenges of plurality, like different cultures, and all of us experience differences, whether it's in our own self or others, and the diversity in the place where you are called, in that place God has sent you to. And also, how is it that we need, I have the question, so you don't have to write, but how is it that we need to live as Verbum Dei family in our different calls, our state of life, as disciples, lay consecrated, married couple, consecrated, in different ethnicities, social classes, to be prophetic in the world. To be prophetic. And so we're going to take this time, and we have time to be able to assimilate the questions, just a minute or so, and then we'll go to the groups, and maybe to go outside, find a space that we can take and deepen in these questions. It's your moment to share that experience you have of reaching out to it, of becoming one with others, how the Word of God has made you one with God, and how He's working in you to be Verbum Dei family where He has sent you. So in this moment, we're going to give out, everybody will get a question. There's, by accident, the same question twice, so you don't have to ask them empty questions. So the first 2 questions, you can fold it over. Yes. Each one has a question, and we're going to put you into different groups, and you go with that group until you hear the music again for the lunch. And that will be at 1:30.
I think Antonio wanted to give an announcement. So perhaps if people can come back here like 25 past.
Okay. Okay, so at 1:25, your group can mark that the time. At 1:25, come back here. Antonio will give us a message. Okay?
Synchronized time?
Sorry? Synchronized time is 12:38. Is that right? 12:38? Okay, and then we'll be back here at 1:25. Just really take the opportunity to share your experience.